Are you feeling stuck and lacking motivation in your life? Do you find yourself struggling to stay on track with your goals? In this video, we're diving deep into the world of Stoicism, an ancient philosophy that has stood the test of time and continues to inspire millions worldwide. Lesson 1. Postponing tasks. One of the most frequent and harmful habits that may sap motivation is procrastination, or the tendency of putting things off. It's simple to put off doing chores, telling ourselves we'll finish them later when we're more motivated or prepared. But this behavior can start a vicious cycle of guilt and inaction that progressively saps our motivation to reach our objectives. Procrastination was a topic the Stoics, who are famous for their insight on leading a purposeful and moral life, discussed extensively. They emphasized the value of the present moment and the necessity of acting immediately and purposefully. Fear of the future, fear of failing, fear of making mistakes, or fear of not being good enough is frequently the cause of procrastination. We can conquer these fears by living in the present and acting on it. The Stoics taught that we should focus on living each moment to the fullest rather than worrying about how our actions would turn out in the end. What bothers us are not the items themselves, but rather how we interpret their importance. Embracing the present moment releases us from the immobilizing grip of uncertainty and dread. We come to the realization that our current behaviors are the only thing under our control. This change in viewpoint has the potential to be quite inspiring and empowering. When feasible, the Stoics advocated acting right away. Do a task immediately if it will take less than a few minutes to finish. This little routine might help keep little chores from building up and becoming too much to do. Follow the instructions of nature. Make the most of the current moment. One of the main Stoic virtues is self-control. It entails conditioning your mind to push past the desire to put things off and to move forward in the face of discomfort or resistance. Begin by making a daily commitment to minor acts of discipline, such designating a certain period for concentrated work or putting a limit on distractions. These minor disciplinary exercises can help you become more adept at acting consistently over time. Realizing that everyone procrastinates occasionally is crucial, and punishing yourself for it will just make you less motivated in the long run. The value of self-compassion and the realization that we are all human was imparted by the Stoics. If you catch yourself putting off something, accept it without passing judgment and get back to work. Establishing routines and habits might lessen the desire to put off tasks. The Stoics were strong believers in living in harmony with nature, which included creating wholesome habits that reflected their principles. One way to develop a framework that reduces procrastination is to establish a daily schedule that includes dedicated work time. The Stoics believed in taking full responsibility for one's life. This includes how you manage your time. Seneca warned against wasting time on trivial matters, reminding us that time is our most valuable resource. By taking responsibility for how you spend your time, you can make more conscious choices that align with your goals. The Stoics viewed challenges as opportunities for growth. Instead of avoiding a difficult task, embrace it as a chance to develop your skills and character. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. By reframing challenges as growth opportunities, you can find the motivation to tackle tasks head-on. Procrastination is a habit that can slowly erode your motivation and prevent you from achieving your goals. However, by adopting the Stoic principles of acting in the present moment, setting clear priorities, cultivating self-discipline, and embracing challenges, you can overcome procrastination and build a more motivated and purposeful life. Remember, the Stoics believe that we are responsible for how we use our time. By taking action now and refusing to put things off, you can make the most of each moment and move steadily toward your goals. In doing so, you'll cultivate a sense of fulfillment and accomplishment that fuels your motivation and drives you to live a life of purpose and integrity. Lesson 2. Be mean to yourself. Self-compassion is a concept that is often overlooked, but is essential to maintaining motivation and achieving personal growth. The habit of being mean to oneself, whether through self-criticism, self-doubt, or harsh judgments, can have a destructive impact on your motivation. The Stoics understood the importance of treating oneself with kindness and maintaining a balanced view of one's own actions and worth. Self-criticism can sometimes be mistaken for a form of self-discipline. However, there is a significant difference between constructive self-assessment and being overly harsh or mean to oneself. Constructive self-assessment involves recognizing your mistakes and areas for improvement in a way that fosters growth and learning. On the other hand, self-criticism that is rooted in negative self-judgment can lead to feelings of inadequacy, shame, and a diminished sense of self-worth. When you are mean to yourself, you create a negative internal environment that can sap your energy, reduce your motivation, and ultimately hinder your ability to pursue your goals. Over time, this negativity can become a self-fulfilling prophecy, where you begin to believe that you are not capable of achieving success, and thus you stop trying. Being mean to yourself often stems from an unrealistic expectation of perfection. When you expect yourself to be perfect, you set yourself up for disappointment because perfection is unattainable. The Stoics encouraged people to strive for excellence, but they also recognize that mistakes and failures are a natural part of life. Instead of harshly criticizing yourself for not meeting an impossible standard, the Stoics would advise you to acknowledge your efforts and learn from your experiences. Self-compassion in the Stoic sense involves recognizing that you are a work in progress and that your value is not diminished by your imperfections. It means accepting yourself as you are, while also being committed to continuous improvement. Seneca, another prominent Stoic philosopher, wrote about the importance of accepting one's humanity and the inevitability of making mistakes. He believed that it is through these experiences that we grow and develop wisdom. One of the key practices in overcoming the habit of being mean to yourself is to reframe negative self-talk. Negative self-talk is that inner dialogue that tells you that you're not good enough, that you're a failure, or that you'll never succeed. This kind of thinking is not only unproductive, but also harmful to your motivation and overall well-being. The Stoics taught that our thoughts are within our control, and that by changing our thoughts, we can change our emotions and actions. Epictetus famously said, "It's not what happens to you, but how you react to it that matters." This principle can be applied to your internal dialogue as well. When you catch yourself engaging in negative self-talk, pause and ask yourself whether these thoughts are helpful or constructive. Instead of berating yourself for a mistake, try to reframe the situation in a more positive light. For example, if you didn't meet a goal, rather than telling yourself that you're a failure, consider what you learned from the experience and how you can apply that knowledge moving forward. This shift in perspective can help you maintain your motivation and keep you focused on your goals, rather than getting bogged down in self-criticism. The Stoics placed a high value on self-discipline, but they also understood that discipline should not come at the expense of self-compassion. In fact, true self-discipline involves treating yourself with respect and care. When you are compassionate towards yourself, you are more likely to make choices that are in your best interest and that support your long-term goals. Self-compassionate discipline means setting realistic expectations for yourself and recognizing that setbacks and failures are part of the journey. It involves being patient with yourself as you work towards your goals and understanding that progress is often gradual. By being kind to yourself, you create a supportive internal environment that encourages growth and resilience. Practicing self-compassion can help you develop a healthier relationship with yourself. When you are kind to yourself, you build self-trust and self-confidence. You begin to see yourself as capable and worthy, which in turn boosts your motivation to pursue your goals. The Stoics believe that our character is shaped by our thoughts and actions, and by practicing self-compassion, you cultivate a character that is strong, resilient, and motivated. Forgiving yourself does not mean ignoring your mistakes or failing to take responsibility for your actions. Rather, it involves acknowledging your mistakes, learning from them, and then moving forward without carrying the burden of guilt. By forgiving yourself, You release the negative emotions that can drain your motivation and prevent you from achieving your goals. Self-forgiveness is a powerful tool for overcoming the habit of being mean to yourself. It allows you to break free from the cycle of self-criticism and start fresh with a renewed sense of purpose and determination. The Stoics believed in the importance of focusing on what you can control, and self-forgiveness helps you shift your focus from past mistakes to present and future possibilities. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and challenges, and it is a key component of motivation. The Stoics believe that resilience is built through the practice of virtue, which includes self-compassion. When you are kind to yourself, you are better equipped to handle difficulties and recover from failures. Self-compassionate people are more likely to persevere in the face of challenges because they are not weighed down by self-doubt or harsh self-judgment. They approach obstacles with a sense of curiosity and a willingness to learn, rather than a fear of failure. This mindset allows them to stay motivated and continue working towards their goals, even when the path is difficult. The Stoics also taught that adversity is an opportunity for growth. By practicing self-compassion, you can transform challenges into valuable learning experiences. Instead of seeing difficulties as evidence of your inadequacy, view them as opportunities to strengthen your character and build resilience. This perspective not only helps you stay motivated, but also fosters a sense of inner peace and contentment. To cultivate self-compassion, start by becoming aware of your inner dialogue. Pay attention to the way you speak to yourself and notice any patterns of negative self-talk or self-criticism. When you catch yourself being mean to yourself, gently challenge these thoughts and replace them with more compassionate and supportive ones. Taking care of your physical, emotional, and mental well-being is a vital part of being compassionate toward yourself. This could include activities like regular exercise, healthy eating, mindfulness meditation, and ensuring you get enough rest. When you prioritize your well-being, you send a message to yourself that you are worthy of care and kindness, which strengthens your motivation and resilience. You can also make it a habit to reflect on your achievements, no matter how small they may seem. Acknowledge the effort you put into your work, the progress you've made, and the challenges you've overcome. Celebrating your successes rather than downplaying them reinforces a positive self-view and keeps your motivation strong. Being mean to yourself is a habit that can severely undermine your motivation and overall well-being. By embracing the Stoic teachings of self-compassion, reframing negative self-talk, and practicing forgiveness, you can cultivate a healthier, more balanced relationship with yourself. This, in turn, will enhance your motivation, allowing you to pursue your goals with greater confidence and resilience. Motivation thrives in a nurturing environment, both externally and internally. By being kind to yourself, you create the internal conditions necessary for sustained motivation and personal growth. Lesson 3. Not deciding on goals. Without clear goals, it's easy to lose motivation. When we don't know what we're working towards, our efforts can feel aimless and uninspired. The Stoics believe that having a clear sense of purpose is essential for a meaningful life. If you don't have a consistent goal in life, you can't live it in a consistent way. Without a clear goal, we are like a ship without a rudder, drifting wherever the currents take us. This lack of direction can lead to frustration and a lack of motivation. The first step in overcoming this habit is to take the time to define your goals. What do you want to achieve in life? What values are most important to you? The Stoics believed in living in accordance with nature, which means aligning your actions with your true self and your highest values. Once you've identified your goals, break them down into actionable steps. The Stoics taught the importance of focusing on what is within our control. Rather than worrying about the outcome, focus on the actions you can take today that will bring you closer to your goal. It's also important to regularly review and adjust your goals. As you grow and change, your goals may evolve as well. The Stoics believed in the power of reflection, and by regularly assessing your progress, you can ensure that your goals remain aligned with your values and aspirations. Remember that the journey is just as important as the destination. The Stoics taught that we should focus on the process rather than the outcome. By finding meaning and purpose in the steps you take towards your goal, you'll maintain your motivation even in the face of obstacles. Take the time to clearly define your goals, break them down into manageable steps, and focus on the process. By doing so, you'll find that your motivation becomes stronger and more resilient. Lesson 4. Always comparing yourself to others. Comparison is another habit that can destroy motivation. In today's world, it's easy to compare ourselves to others, whether it's through social media, at work, or in our personal lives. But the Stoics warned against this, teaching that comparison is a source of unnecessary suffering. It is not the man who has too little, but the man who craves more, that is poor. When we compare ourselves to others, we often focus on what we lack, rather than appreciating what we have. This can lead to feelings of envy, inadequacy, and a loss of motivation. Don't waste your time on what other people are doing. Do what nature demands. Get on with your job, perform it in a straightforward manner, without veering off course. Instead of comparing yourself to others, compare yourself to who you were yesterday. Focus on your own growth and development. It's important to recognize that everyone has their own unique journey. What works for one person may not work for another, and the Stoics believe that we should focus on what is within our control. You can't control what others do or achieve, but you can control your own actions and attitudes. Practice gratitude for your own achievements and progress. The Stoics believed in the power of gratitude to shift our focus from what we lack to what we have. By appreciating your own journey, you'll find that your motivation grows as you become more focused on your own path. Remember, comparison is the thief of joy and motivation. The Stoics taught that true contentment comes from within, not from comparing ourselves to others. Focus on your own progress. Be grateful for what you have, and trust in your own journey. Lesson 5. Not taking care of yourself. Self-care is often overlooked, but it's essential for maintaining motivation. When we neglect our physical, mental, and emotional well-being, our motivation naturally begins to wane. The Stoics understood the importance of taking care of oneself, both in body and mind. First say to yourself what you would be, and then do what you have to do. Taking care of yourself is about aligning your actions with your goals and values. If you want to be motivated and successful, you need to ensure that your body and mind are in the best possible condition. Mental and emotional well-being are equally important. The Stoics practiced mindfulness and self-reflection to maintain their mental health. Take time each day to care for your mental and emotional health. This might include meditation, journaling, or simply taking a moment to breathe and clear your mind. The Stoics believe that by maintaining a calm and focused mind, we can better navigate the challenges of life and stay motivated. Don't forget to take care of your emotional well-being. The Stoics taught the importance of managing our emotions and not letting them control us. By practicing emotional resilience and not getting carried away by negative emotions, you'll be better equipped to stay motivated even in difficult times. Lesson 6. Being scared to fail. Fear of failure is a powerful force that can paralyze us and destroy our motivation. The Stoics recognized that failure is an inevitable part of life, but they also believe that how we respond to failure is what truly matters. It is impossible to begin to learn that which one thinks one already knows. Failure is a natural part of the learning process, and the Stoics taught that we should embrace it rather than fear it. When we allow the fear of failure to control us, we miss out on opportunities for growth and improvement. The Stoic approach to overcoming the fear of failure is rooted in the concept of acceptance. Accept whatever comes to you woven in the pattern of your destiny, for what could more aptly fit your needs. By accepting that failure is a possibility, we free ourselves from the fear of it. Instead of seeing failure as a negative outcome, view it as a stepping stone to success. It's also important to remember that failure does not define you. The Stoics taught that our worth is not determined by our successes or failures, but by our character and how we respond to life's challenges. Take action despite your fear. The Stoics believed in the importance of courage and taking action, even when the outcome is uncertain. By facing your fear of failure head-on and taking action anyway, you'll build confidence and motivation over time. Lesson 7. Not taking responsibility for your actions. The Stoics taught that we are responsible for our own lives, and that true freedom comes from taking ownership of our actions. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. By taking responsibility for your actions, you reclaim your power and strengthen your motivation. Taking responsibility means acknowledging your mistakes and learning from them. The Stoics believe that every challenge is an opportunity for growth. The impediment to action advances action. What stands in the way becomes the way. When you take responsibility for your actions, you turn obstacles into opportunities and setbacks into stepping stones. It's also important to take responsibility for your successes. The Stoics believed in the importance of self-reliance and self-discipline. By recognizing that your achievements are the result of your hard work and effort, you'll build a sense of pride and motivation to continue striving for your goals. Practice accountability. The Stoics believed in the importance of holding oneself accountable for one's actions. This means being honest with yourself about your strengths and weaknesses, and making the commitment to continuous improvement. As Seneca said, difficulties strengthen the mind, as labor does the body. Taking responsibility for your actions is key to maintaining motivation. By owning your choices, learning from your mistakes, and holding yourself accountable, you'll build the resilience and determination needed to achieve your goals. Motivation is a powerful force that drives us to achieve our goals and live a fulfilling life. However, certain habits can slowly destroy our motivation if we're not careful. By understanding and overcoming these habits through the teachings of Stoicism, we can reclaim our motivation and live a life of purpose and integrity. Remember to take action in the present moment. Practice self-compassion. Define your goals. Focus on your own progress. Take care of yourself. Embrace failure. And take responsibility for your actions. By doing so, you'll build the resilience and determination needed to stay motivated, no matter what challenges come your way. The Stoics taught that true motivation comes from within, from living in accordance with our highest values and taking consistent, purposeful action. By applying these timeless teachings to your own life, you'll find that your motivation grows stronger, helping you to achieve your goals and live a life of meaning and fulfillment.